Hey everyone, it is Vinegar Syndrome time. So, as I mentioned in my last unboxing, I bit the bullet and I did the mid-year subscription. So this is the July package, the first package of my half-year subscription. I'll get one July, August, September, October, and November. December is going to be partners only, so don't get anything that month. Though I believe I'll still have a 50% off MSRP discount on partner label stuff for that month. Sorry, it's 50% of MSRP, not 50% off of the price they actually sell it for, so it ends up usually being between $7 and $8 cheaper. Still cool. So there were 3 movies in the July package, as well as there was a partner label that I used my code for that I wanted because the slipcover was selling out very, very quickly on it. So let's see how this is. Oh, they wrapped it in butcher paper. I'm used to them putting it in, now that I mention it, they did put it in bubble wrap, so, okay. Oh, this is interesting. I wasn't aware I needed this, but okay. Replacement disc for Walking the Edge on Blu-ray. Apparently, there was an issue with the disc that was pressed where it had a frame drop. Something probably most people wouldn't notice, but I bought Walking the Edge from Fun City Editions during the halfway sale, so they sent me the replacement. I haven't actually watched the movie yet either, so I can swap that out. It seems like there's been a lot of those issues lately. Arrow's had a few. I think Shout Factory might have too, where, oh yeah, I know because the Friday the 13th box that I have, but it seems like maybe the QC process was messed up because of COVID or something, but it seems like you're getting a lot of these issues where something happens with a disc and then they find out later there was a problem and they need to send you a replacement. I know Arrow UK had it with the Demons 1 and 2 box set. I think they had one with the movie Threshold that was coming out, the one that was shot on the iPhone. Donnie Darko, but Arrow's actually had a bunch. So I don't know if it's because, COVID messed up the QC stuff, so they're missing some of this stuff, or if it's just that studios or these boutique labels are just being a lot more transparent about it, and all of this shit was happening before, and they were hoping nobody would notice. If it's transparency, absolutely, and I'm glad they eventually make good and they give you the replacement disc. I didn't have to even do anything for this one, as opposed to for the Friday the 13th disc, I had to fill out a form and send my proof of purchase, and it's annoying as hell. But yeah, so there's that. Alright, so let's see about the actual things I bought. So the first is the partner label I bought. It's from Saturn's Core, and this is Mail Order Murder, the Story of Wave Productions. Making sure there's no nudity on this slipcover so I can show it and still stay monetized. But apparently Wave Productions, because I had never heard of them before they put this on sale, was a place where you could sort of self-publish movies or make them to order, where you send this production company a script and they'll basically make a shot-on-video movie based on your script. They'll hire it out and everything, so it's, kind of like self-publishing your own book. But apparently there's a fetish aspect to this. Like, I remember there was an article, I want to say maybe it was on Vice or maybe it was on AV Club, about this guy who bought this swamp monster Halloween costume, and he kept commissioning fetish videos about a swamp monster in this specific costume attacking women, and there was no sex in it, but it was still very much a fetish thing. And then the studios were like, oh, people must really like this because people keep ordering these swamp monster videos, and it was just this one guy who kept ordering like a bunch of them, so it wasn't even a trend. So I'm guessing it's kind of similar to that, where people were just trying to make these like horror-leaning kind of fetish things. But this is a documentary about Wave, and I think it has 2 Wave movies on here. Yeah, looks like, or 2 short films that total 55 minutes here. We also got a theatrical trailer for this. There's a music video. There's a cable access interview and appearance, an audio commentary with the directors of the documentary, and some of the extended interviews that are in there. So, this seemed very interesting, and the slipcover was selling out super fast because they didn't make too many of them. So it's like, I might as well use my 50% off code for the first time on this one to check it out, because that seemed like an interesting topic, And then there's the 3 movies, all horror. I got the horror exploitation package. I didn't get the one with the porn, because why bother? No offense to those of you who do the completionist package. That's all you, fam. So let's see. We got Through the Fire. And I like this slipcover because it's meant to look like an old school paperback. So it has like fake damage to it and everything. And it's kind of funny. The back of it has some glossy flames, and then it's matte. Yeah, it's actually the front too. Yeah, so this is matte, and then this is glossy. But it's a really cool slipcover, and then yeah, it's meant to look damaged like an old paperback. I believe this one is about a satanic cult, and it's kind of a regional movie from Texas. Just mysterious amulet. Satanic sect that worships the god Moloch. Yeah, so satanic cult stuff. I like satanic cult stuff. Why not? So let's see. This is scanned and restored from the 35mm interpositive. We got a commentary track with co-writer and co-director. There is an alternate version of the movie sourced from video where it's titled The Gates of Hell Part 2, Dead Awakening. Gotta love when movies that aren't actually sequels are retitled as sequels for marketing purposes. The Italians used to love to do that. I think there was a loophole in their copyright law that left them to do it, though. And that one has a group commentary track with the co-writer, an associate producer, and the editor, and it's moderated, so that's cool. Let's see, there's an interview with 2 people here, the co-writer director and the associate producer, the other writer, and then an interview with the special effects makeup person, and reversible cover art. So I've heard not very good things about this movie from the people who have already watched it or who have seen it before, but I do love that cover, and I do love cheesy satanic cult movies, so looking forward to that. Then Killer's Delight, which this slipcover, it almost looks like a courtroom rendition of something or whatever. The back says, 5 girls this week, how many next week? And as far as I know, this is a 70s police procedural serial killer movie. Oh man, look at that cover. That's cool. That is loosely based on Ted Bundy. And it seems like Ted Bundy is having a moment right now, which is a very weird thing to say. But between like the Netflix documentary by the Paradise Lost guy Joe Berlinger and the fictional movie he made with Zac Efron, and there's another fictional movie coming out. It seems like there's pop culture might want to pause on the Ted Bundy right now. There's too many like weird people tweeting like Ted Bundy choke me daddy, and that's not cool. I'm not sure why the serial killer thirst trap thing is going big on Ted Bundy, but he was not a good guy. He was a serial killer. He's not. Don't look up to him. Like, fictional killers, fine. You buy your Freddy, you buy your Jason. These are real people who murdered other real people. Not cool. But I believe this movie, this is from 78, so yeah, I think Ted Bundy I think he was arrested and revealed to be the killer by then. He was probably already executed by then. But yeah, this takes place in Northern California, and it's sort of about the cop investigating, so it's mostly, it was originally shot under different titles, The Sport Killer, and then also re-released as Dark Ride. Not sure which of these titles is probably the best, but I'll decide when I watch it. But yeah, it says it was slightly inspired by the then hot case of notorious serial killer Ted Bundy. So, late 70s gritty serial killer movie. So, yeah, when they announced these 3 titles for July, I was like, oh, these sounded good. So I was afraid, like, my first month would be something like January of this month was for the people at the completionist one, where it's like, I don't care about the Tower or Dark Tower or whatever it is. And then the last movie, The Lamp, which I also know is called The Outing. And it's a evil genie djinn movie, so, Wishmaster before Wishmaster. I like this. This artwork is great on the cover. It's all swoopy and whatnot. The back is also a mix of some glossy and some matte. Make a wish if you dare. Now, the interesting thing about this movie, it's kind of similar to what Severin did when they were releasing Beyond Darkness or Beyond the Darkness. They're two different movies. Severin's put out both of them. But the one that they released with the Evil Dead 5 slipcover, where that movie and this one were both released by Shout Factory / Scream Factory in double feature 2-packs, and I think they're both bare bones in that case. But now another label is scooped up to give the movie an individual release. So I'm wondering how the licensing's working out on those, especially because I believe both of those 2-packs are still in print for both of them, which is odd because Shout Factory stuff goes out of print, it seems, rather quickly. But let's see. This is from '87. It's restored in 2K from the Interpositive. Oh yeah, I didn't say the extras on Killer's Delight, did I? I did not. Let me go back. Boop, boop, boop. Rewind. This is restored in 4K from the 35mm camera negative. It's got a commentary track with the director. It's got interviews with the director, the writer, the cinematographer, and one of the actors. It's got outtakes. I'm surprised they saved outtakes from the 70s. And a TV spot and some other stuff. All right. Carry on. Totally forgot to go in the extras. I was jumping over to the lamp. But this one is restored in 2K from the 35mm Interpositive. There is an extended making-of documentary that includes the writer-producer, an executive producer, and some of the actors in it. There's also a commentary track with the writer-producer and the actors, and a trailer. So at least there's some extras there. I mean, I assume that extended documentary making-of is probably at least 30 minutes or so. Yeah. So I ended up getting this package before I ended up getting my Severin mid-year sale, or the Nuke the Mid-Year. That still hasn't shipped at all. For that one, I had ordered the Marauders bundle, which I know is shipped to other people because I've looked it up. But I think the thing that's holding it back is I ordered Blood for Dracula, or Andy Warhol's Dracula, and that seems like that hasn't shipped for anybody, so they're still waiting for that to come in. So I ended up getting the whole July package before that order I made in June came in. And I still have a stack of Vinegar Syndrome halfway to Black Fridays I haven't watched. I still have a couple of Vinegar Syndromes from April I haven't watched. Barnes & Noble just had another 50% off Criterion sale, so I got a bunch of Criterions I just bought. So I have no dearth of things to watch, and then random stuff that comes on Netflix or Shudder or whatever that I end up watching. So I am full of movies to watch. But that was the package I got there. So 3 movies and a documentary film. And also the replacement for Walking the Edge. So that's good. But yeah, so we'll see. They announced the August titles on August 1st, because they seem to announce their titles on the 1st of the month now that they announced. We'll also see what August partner labels they have, in case there's anything interesting there too that sparks my interest. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But hopefully, for the remaining months that they release stuff I normally would have bought. Because all 3 of these movies for July, they're all ones I legitimately probably would have picked up at the Black Friday sale. Assuming they were half off then, they might not have been. So hopefully I don't get any duds or anything I wouldn't normally buy. I mean, some of the movies I choose to buy also end up being duds, but that's neither here nor there. But thanks everybody, and have a good one.